Rick. How are you?
I'm great.
So we're here for this open house. This is my husband, Jeff Case.
Hi, everybody.
And we're here for the open house. And I wanted Rick to share something that he's passionate about. And we're going to put it here. And you can see this at the Magna Museum. Go ahead, Rick. What are you passionate about?
I'm Rick Duckworth. I'm the president of this place right now. I have been for this is my second year. And before that, I was president pro tem for a year. And vice president before that. I've been here 8 years now.
So you volunteer your time.
All of us here are volunteers.
What a labor of love.
Yeah, well, I consider it kind of like ministering.
It is. It is a labor of
It's
love.
what the church wants us to be doing, and I'm doing it.
Yep,
Although
and because
it's
you're
not
bringing the
It's not
past.
a church calling
Yeah,
in their mind, but it is in my mind.
it is. Because you're bringing the past and the future together.
That's right.
Okay.
We're under that spirit of Elias in here.
It is. Spirit of Elijah and Elias. I actually believe that with all my heart.
There was a gal from Magna named Emma Elmer
Okay.
who was a school teacher and went down to Moab County and down in that corner of Utah to teach. And she taught a lot of Indians down that way. And they would bring her gifts. The gifts and things are in this display case you see here.
And they would
They'd
bring
bring
her
her these
gifts.
little items. The students would bring them to her.
Oh my goodness. But what time in history do you think this was? About
It goes way back.
early
I
1900s?
know BYU had this on display for a while, and they tagged it and indexed all of it.
Wow.
And then they gave it back because they had no more use for it. But they told us this piece of pottery right here is the oldest piece of pottery in Utah.
Whoa.
There's a
And
hole
you
in the
have
back
this
of it.
here.
You see the hole in the back of it?
Yeah, I see.
They took that chunk out in order to test it. That's how come they know.
Yes. My goodness. This is a jewel. All of this
And I can
display
tell you
here.
that these dream deals,
Yes.
that's not made by Indians. That
Okay.
was invented by white men.
Okay. Okay.
It looked like something that Indians would do, and now the Indians do it themselves.
Okay.
But
That's okay.
It's invented by white men.
Okay. Well, we're all in this together, right?
That's right.
We're all figuring out everything together.
The tales I like to tell about this particular display involve Chief Winnemucca.
Is that right here? Perfect. Okay. What about Chief Winnemucca?
This is his daughter, Sarah. Sarah Winnemucca was quite involved in Bonanza. Remember that show?
Yes.
She was involved in that. And every once in a while you'd hear the Bonanza folks say, we have to go up in the mountains and negotiate with the Indians. Well, when they get there, Chief Winnemucca was in that teepee they went to.
Yeah.
Sitting there. He was so old he couldn't hardly move or talk. And Chief Namaka, right here,
Okay.
was the sub-chief who did all the talking. And he would stand there and he'd say, me no like 'em.
Let me see how you're doing that.
Me no like 'em.
Can't blame him.
No. And these are the Indians that were in their group there from 1880s. These pictures are all online.
This is priceless.
Chief Winnemucca one night had a dream. And he was told if he would do what the little white guy in the dream said, all would go well with his tribe. Now, Chief Winnemucca knew that his boys were not nice.
Okay.
They were mean, ugly Indians.
Okay.
They would burn down houses.
Okay.
They would burn down state
What tribe were
churches.
they from? Were they
1880s.
Aztec or,
They were Paiutes.
Paiutes? Oh, I thought they were more peaceful, but these were not peaceful Paiutes.
No, these are the Paiutes who kept everyone out of the Utah-Nevada desert area.
Okay.
No Pony Express could get through. Nothing could go through there. They would stop everything. Wagon trains, they'd burn the whole train down.
Wow.
Pony Express, they'd kill them.
Oh, man, they
Or
were.
they'd slave them or whatever.
Yeah.
They were just plain mean.
Yeah.
And in fact, they eradicated a whole tribe of giant, red-headed, cannibal Indians that lived over that way.
Okay.
That's why they named the town of Winnemucca after him.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, well, he had that vision, and in his vision, he saw a young 20-year-old white guy standing there, and he was told to pay attention to what, and everything would go well with his band of Indians, his braves. So the next morning, he got up and went to see what his tribe was doing. And these boys here were in the Spencer house, right here behind you.
Okay. Which one is the Spencer house? Point.
These are both the same house.
Oh, they're the same house. Okay.
This is what it's buried underneath the tailings pond now. That's what it looked like. It almost looks modern, don't it?
Yeah, yeah. Wow, okay.
They eventually moved into this house, which burnt down 10 years ago.
Okay.
Lightning struck a tree and broke it, and then later on it caught fire and burnt. About 10 years ago, they cleared it out.
Interesting.
But that's what the farm looked like.
Okay, so there you go.
More of those Indians.
So lots of pictures
Lot
here,
of ranching.
people. A lot of good stories here.
A lot of ranching.
So what
His
happened?
name-
I'm curious.
His name was Hiram T. Spencer. He became the patriarch of this area.
Okay.
And the patriarch farmed for the church as a welfare project.
Okay.
And Chief Winnemucca went to this house,
Yes.
and when he looked in to see what they were doing, his braves were ransacking the house. And some of them had armloads full of clothes, and some had blankets. And he looked at them and says, I want you to put everything down right now, just drop it. And I want you to bow out of here reverently. And his Indians were very obedient Indians, and
Okay.
did so.
Okay.
He stayed to talk to this young 20-year-old guy. And he was told, you need to cooperate with the federal government and help create at least 3 avenues across the Utah-Nevada desert where we can cross it without feeling endangered,
Yeah. Yeah.
without being harmed or killed or
Yeah.
maimed.
Yeah.
He agreed. And it's the same 3 avenues we have now, from Magna to Tahoe, from Delta to Carson City, and from St. George over through Vegas down to Bakersfield. That's the only 3 avenues there are crossing the desert. There's some roads that go between them,
Okay. So that was,
and they're up close to the mountains. They're not out in the middle.
yeah.
The thing is, when you look at the desert out there, it looks like a gigantic pie crust.
Oh.
You've seen it.
Huh,
If you
yeah.
step on it in the wrong place, it could break and you could fall through and never be found again. Because sonar and radar and all that stuff can't see through it.
Okay.
It's what's left of Lake Bonneville.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, wow.
So,
Well, thank you for sharing that. So
Yeah.
that little piece of information, and there's more, because you have a lot of wisdom and a lot of history inside of you, don't you?
yes.
And so that's why you volunteer your time
This
to come
home right
here.
here is very much like the house right next door to the museum.
Yeah, it does look like it.
The Lecheminant family built that. Pete Lecheminant.
I think she has a question for you.
It's
Okay.
so Pete whoever.
His mother and his grandmother were sent out here by Brigham Young to establish the community.
Communities. Well,
And this is the community they were in. They were down on the Garfield, Pleasant Green end,
uh-huh.
and 5 of the families went that way, and 5 went to the south, up into the Coonville area in front of what became Coons Canyon.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
So, well, there's a lot of information that can come here, people. So show up. Come here to the museum.
You can't learn this information from a textbook.
You can't. And it's actually more fun to see the actual items and to talk to people. Reading stuff isn't fun. History doesn't come alive really, not too much through books, in my mind.
This is really a living history.
A living history museum. I love it. I love this living history museum. Thank you so much for your time and for your effort and for your volunteering for this Magna Museum.